Hello, my name is Greg Gille and I'm the editor of the specialist European private equity publication Unquote. We're here at Cannes at the second day of IPEM today, and it is my pleasure to be joined by keynote speaker today and chairman of France Invest, Dominique Gaillard.
Hello,
Dominique,
Greg.
thank you very much for taking the time to be with us.
My pleasure.
So your keynote this morning covered a lot of things, a lot of obviously celebration of what the industry is doing well and the success it's had, but also some of the challenges that we've seen. So if we start with the more sort of positive news, it's been a tremendous 2019 in terms of fundraising, in terms of activity. What were your key takeaways on that?
I think that the market is really in a very good shape, in particular because a lot of new investors are now jumping into private equity for more and more money flowing in these segments because of the return that we have, the lower volatility. And to give you 2 or 3 figures, in 2018, 100 billion euros were raised by PE players in Europe, and 80 billions were invested in 8,200 companies. So it's massive positioning in this segment of the mid-cap and small-cap economy, and we are very happy with that. If we go to France figures are as good, I would say. Just to make a comparison between 2017 and 2018, altogether, including infrastructure funds and private debt funds, in 2018, we raised 36 billion euros compared to 25 1 year before, so a 47% increase. So that's really massive, and venture is also benefiting from this upside movement, and only in France, Germany, and the UK in 2019, it's 22 billion euros that have been invested in the unicorns and startup companies. So again, it's massive increase.
And you mentioned that LPs are obviously perhaps a little bit worried about the environment and what's on the horizon on the macro side, but you don't expect that trend to massively. There's still a lot of appetite.
No,
a lot of
I don't expect that trend to change because yes, they're worried because there's a lot of money flowing to these segments, so prices are increasing, but all the other asset classes are also very expensive because we are in quantitative easing. So, and we still deliver year after year very good returns compared to hedge funds, compared to real estate. And so the money is going to flow in. And the GPs, they know that prices are high, so they develop very strong strategy of value creation to try to compensate any slowdown on the market in terms of valuation in 3 or 4 years ahead of us. So I'm quite positive on that.
So all good signs, but what I found really interesting in your keynote this morning is when you went into the priorities that you have at France Invest, and I think that are shared kind of across Europe by the other organizations as well. And you specifically highlighted 3 main challenges that you think we really need to make a lot of headway on. Can you go into that a little bit?
Sure. In fact, I think that we have a role as being an important players in the economic world. We have a role in terms of society goals. And so let me mention 3 subjects on which we are really working hard today. It's one is the ESG, and ESG in particular, the initiative climate that we've launched with several members of France Invest, and then it's developing and spreading with a lot of others. And we want to, these members, they've decided to measure the carbon emissions of the company in their portfolio, and once you measure it, the next step is to try to reduce them. So I think that's a very good movement. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we are very late in terms of gender diversity. To give you two numbers, in 10 years, numbers of ladies in investment teams of private equity player went from 17% to 25%. If we keep at this rhythm, we'll need to wait until 2045 to get the parity. So we are really pushing forward through the charter that we are going to announce today. We are really pushing forward so that the GPs will take some commitments to increase the number of women in the investment team, and especially at senior position. Senior position is set at 7%, so we are really far away. And also in the companies in our portfolios to increase the number of women at the COMEX of these companies. So that's something that I want most of maybe all of our members of France Invest to sign this charter before the mid-March. Yeah. And the third point is value creation sharing. We need, as investors, as shareholders of companies, we need to be able to give part of the capital gain that we make to all the employees of our company. If the company is successful, then they should they deserve a part of it. And so through the recent law that was passed in France, we managed to have a very tax-efficient mechanism which allow any shareholder who decides to share part of their capital gain to do it through intéressement and participation, as we say in France, but with a very little deterioration between the gift that the shareholder gives and what will remain in the pocket of the employee at the end. So now it's totally set up. The mechanism is very clear, easy to use. And so my goal now is to push all my colleagues to use it because we need to show to the economical community that we have that also as a goal going forward.
Absolutely, in terms of the image of private equity as well. You mentioned obviously you see what's going on in the US, you see what's going on in Europe.
You know that Elizabeth Warren in her communication, she calls private equity pirate equity. So it's it comes every US presidential election. There is always some PE bashing, but and we are very conscious of that. We need to improve the image that we have, and in fact, we do really good things in the companies that we invest in, but we have to share this view to all the other stakeholders of the economy.
Absolutely, a lot of work to be done, and I'm sure it's not going to happen overnight, but a lot of progress and a lot of junction with the other organisations within Europe as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dominique.
Thank you very much,
Pleasure to catch up, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.